Thanks a lot, Craig. Well, the Siena Research Institute released a new poll this morning. The big takeaway this afternoon, all three Democratic incumbents in the statewide races hold at least a lead of 20 points over their Republican rivals. Good news for Rob Astorino is that he has at least shortened the gap with Governor Cuomo, but there's still a 21-point difference between the pair. Attorney General Eric Schneiderman bumps up his lead over John Cahill to 20 points. And State Comptroller Tom DiNapoli has the largest lead, 27 points over Bob Antonacci. Wow. Well, here to break down the numbers, Steve Greenburg from the Siena Research Institute. Steve, thanks for joining us. This is not just the governor's race here. We have three incumbents now with commanding leads in the polls. So what are your numbers telling you? What's behind this?
Well, you got to remember, Cody, that New York is a very blue state. There are twice as many, actually more than twice as many Democrats registered to vote in New York as there are Republicans. It makes the Republicans' battle to win a statewide office very, very difficult. It's an uphill climb. That's why no Republican has won statewide in New York since George Pataki in 2002, and no Republican other than George Pataki has won statewide in New York since Dennis Vacco won for Attorney General 2 decades ago in 1994. What we see right now is the trend for Democrats is really good. They all have at least a 20-point lead, and they are all better funded than their Republican opponents. And so the road for the Republicans, at least on the statewide offices, is very difficult. When we look at congressional or state senate or state assembly races, that's very different because the district-by-district races, Republicans can often do very well in those.
We talk about Republicans. Rob Astorino is at least closing that gap a bit, but it seems, at least by the polling numbers, insurmountable when you consider there are only a couple of weeks until the polls.
Yeah, with less than 2 weeks, you know, I hate to mix sports metaphors, but Rob Astorino's going to need a grand slam, a Holy Mary pass all tied into one. He's closed the gap from 29 points last month to 21 points, but Cuomo is well above 50. Astorino's getting really the base Republican vote right now. He's at 33% support among likely voters, and that's the exact number that Carl Palladino got 4 years ago. So Astorino needs a real big play tonight in the debate out in Buffalo if he wants to have any chance of getting back into this game.
And despite that huge lead, Cuomo's favorability is faltering a little bit. And an interesting stat was that he has a huge lean among women, but not men. So what do you think's behind that?
Well, we often see a gender gap between Democratic and Republican candidates. We're seeing it here to an extreme, if you will. Right now, among men, Astorino and Cuomo are basically tied, but among women, and women make up 53% of the electorate, among women, Cuomo's got a 40-point lead. So running even with men is not enough if you're trailing by 40 points with women. As to Andrew Cuomo's favorability rating, right now 54% of voters view Cuomo favorably, 43% view him unfavorably. But that 43%, as you note, that's the highest unfavorable rating Andrew Cuomo's ever had in a Siena poll. His previous record high was 42 points, and that goes back 8 years ago to when he was running for Attorney General.
Setting the wrong kinds of records, but he will, at least he has a huge gap right now when it comes to the polling numbers, so I'm sure he'll rest on that. All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Steve, from Siena Research.